Hey, this is Father George Corrigan with some Sunday thoughts on the readings for the celebration of the Solemnity of St. Francis of Assisi that we're celebrating here in our parish. One of the things people ask me about after all these years, kind of what does it mean to be a Franciscan? And I will tell you this, lots of people more insightful and more experienced than I have written about things, and you'll find all kinds of things, and that's how many facets there are of this kind of wonderful diamond called the Franciscan life. I think what stands out for me, though, if someone says when I look back on it, it's that sense of Franciscans crossing bridges, crossing lines, reaching out. I mean, we were the first order that had a missionary mandate as part of our rule of life. We were meant to go out, not just to the people, but to the nations, to basically bring the love of God and the salvific action of Jesus to the world. I mean, the very first friars, headed out to North Africa, when it was, definitely in sort of, Muslim territory, and Christians, they tread lightly. But in that first generation, they were in England, Russia, they were in the Holy Land. And within the second generation, they had reached all the way to China, and all the time yoked their mission to that of Christ. And it's that thing of crossing boundaries that, maybe what the Franciscan charism can offer kind of in our time, just look at our society, how divided we are. And not only is division, and that's okay to have different views of things, but there's a real lack of civility to boot. It sort of brings me to mind, like it's the story of the three models of the bridge. The bridge is, there's people on the other side that, you're trying to reach out to. One model is to stand on your side of the bridge and yell across and tell them what they need to do in order to cross over to your side. Not exactly the most welcoming, probably nor the most effective. The other model is to go, halfway across the bridge and say, "Hey, I'll meet you halfway, and let's talk, and we'll sort of share, and I'll let you know what else you need to do to keep going across the bridge." Probably a little better, probably effective in certain places. But the Franciscan model is to cross all the way over to that bridge and begin the dialogue, to listen and to understand what their life is like, what they're concerned about, what barriers and concerns they have, and begin the conversation and the dialogue, and maybe help them journey step by step, slowly, kind of across that bridge. And so that's the heart of what it means to Franciscans. Sometimes, the people say, "Oh, you liberal Franciscans." We're actually not all that liberal. But we will go right up to the line so that we can reach out over the line to draw people in, rather than standing in the center and say, "You must conform to everything in the center." It's just, you might as well stay on the one side of the bridge. Because in the end, it's really not about us. One of the great parts of the friar life is, if the Spirit moves a brother, he goes to the other brothers whose spirit is also operative, and as a community discerning what the Spirit's movement is. And so the Spirit's movement over the life of Francis, his Franciscans, and into the generation since, has been, we just continue to cross bridges, cross borders, cross lines, to reach out to people, to be that ever missionary group. And those of a Franciscan heart, well, there reach out to bring the love of Christ to a corner of your life, the world, even your neighborhood, that light has not yet shined through. Cross over, cross that bridge, be that Franciscan. Amen.